Hello and welcome back to this new video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cardboard E-11. So the first thing you want to make are these little cardboard strips with rounded off edges, and you want to add this little fin on top, and these are going to be the cooling fins that are going to be on top of the barrel. Once you make these, you want to make sure that two of them are smaller than the other two. So the two strips on the top are going to be 13.5 centimeters, and the other two on the longer two are going to be exactly 16 centimeters. So just keep that in mind when you make them. So while I was editing this video, I saw that I forgot to record how to make this long kitchen towel paper roll thing, or the barrel. I forgot to show that. So what you want to do is I'm just going to grab this ruler, and you want to make one of the sides, one of the paper tubes, you want to cut to 17.5 centimeters, or about 5 inches, and the other one is going to be let's see, you want to cut that to about 22.5 centimeters. And wait, that's not right for inches. Wait, no, it's gonna be 7 inches and about 9 inches. So when you do that, you want to cut out this little design here, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide another paper towel tube in here to make it stronger. I use one of these confetti cannons. I just put it inside here for extra stability. And also here and here, before you add these end cap things, you want to add a little support here and in here. You just want to slide it in there so it makes the barrel stronger. So yeah, I just want to show you that, and just add that and then you'll be good. So what you want to do is you want to glue these small two pieces on top, and then the longer ones on the bottom. It's gonna be, you're gonna need to glue it on like this. Like, it's not even. It doesn't matter if it's not centered, because I mean, in the New Hope, not all the things were perfectly symmetrical. So yeah, and now I'm gonna show you how to glue on and make and glue on the handle. So what I did for the handles was I made this little template, and when you do this, you want to make sure that when you trace it, you want to trace both sides. So flip it when you have one side done, because then you get a right and a left side. So just make the handle for the gun, and it doesn't matter if it's like perfect with these seams here, because we're gonna put some cereal box cardboard over this for the details, and also on this side. So I'm just gonna also run a strip of that across all the way to here, and then we're gonna glue it like somewhere around here on the gun. So what you want to do for these detail pieces, you just want to trace out the template I made earlier, or just trace out the handle. That's cool too, and make sure to flip it, because otherwise you get the print that's on the cereal box cardboard. And then you want to make a little circle in one of them and glue that onto the handle, and make a small circle inside of that. Just look at some reference images and it'll make sense. And on the other side, you want to draw this little design, because we're going to make this little switch there. So now that this is all wrapped in cereal box cardboard, I'm going to glue it onto the gun, or onto the barrel. And before I do that, I'm going to make this little, there's a little switch here for setting it to stun. So yes, before switching it between modes of the gun. So I'm just going to add that, and then I'm going to glue it onto the barrel. So what I'm going to make now is this little box that's going to go on top of the gun, which is going to hold the scope. And what you want to do, on the bottom, you just want to leave that empty, and make a little arc on both sides, so that once you glue it onto the gun, it's gonna sit flush with the curve of the of the paper towel roll. So the next thing I made was the scope, which I made out of the small cardboard tube. And you want to glue 2 circles on both sides of the tube so it closes it off. And on the front you want to add this small little scope. It's on the reference images. It's really hard to explain, but you just want to do that and then you'll be good to go. So the next thing you want to do is draw and cut out this little rectangle strip and just glue that onto the back of the gun. So the next thing you want to make is this little arc on the back, and you're supposed to put a D-ring in there, but I don't have a D-ring, so I just made the little arc. So the next thing you want to make is this little box that goes on the side of the gun, and I don't know what it's for, it's just there on the gun. And yeah, just want to make that and glue it on. Okay, so what I just did, I made this box and added these details. In the reference image I'm using, it's not really clear what's on here, so I just did this with a little circle. We're going to be putting this onto here. When you glue this on, make sure it's not in the middle, it's just shifted it a little bit up, and make sure it's kind of aligned with the back of the handle of the gun. So the next thing I made was the power cell of the gun, and the power cell is a rectangle, but the sides are not straight. And you just want to make 2 of those and do the same thing like you did with the box on the back. And where you want to glue this is just next to the box. So the next thing I made was this little grip that's on the front of the gun. And what you want to do is just draw this onto a cereal box cardboard piece and score the lines that you drew and fold them and put glue there so it holds that shape. You just have to look at the reference images and you'll get it right. And once you glue that on, you want to make a little bit of a shelf in the middle of that so it can stick to the barrel of the gun. And then the next thing you want to make is this, you want to cut out this strip of cardboard with on the back it's rounded off. And what's really important with this is that the piece that's on the back where the handle is, it should be higher. So you're just going to build this little shelf where you can glue it on, and the back should be a little bit elevated from the front, and that's really important. Also, what you want to do is on the back where that rounded off piece is of the strip, you're going to want to glue this little circle, and only on one side, I believe it's the right side, you want to glue this little triangle shape. That's just a detail that's on there. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this detail here now, because it's kind of hard to explain without pointing at it. So you want to make this shape here out of cereal box cardboard, and it's just you glue it onto here and on here. And this, you want to do the same on the back, but here it's like it goes down between these 2 bunny ears. So the thing I did now was I glued on those little pieces I showed you how to make in the previous clip. What I then did was I made this little circle piece and glued it onto the front, and made another smaller circle out of cereal box cardboard and glued that onto there and not precisely in the middle but a bit above that. And the last 2 things I added were the trigger and these little 2 iron sights that are on the front of the gun. So for spray painting, I first did a layer of primer, and I first painted the left side of the gun, then flipped it over and did the right side, but on the left side I had to do another coat because I missed some spots and it was looking a little thin. After that I hit it with a black spray paint. This is gloss black, but you can also use matte black, it really doesn't matter. This is what I had on hand, so I just used it, flipped it around and painted the other side. Now the last thing you want to do is that little ejection port that's on the right side of the gun, you want to paint that silver. You can also spray paint it, but I just did it with some model paint. I think it's oil paint, I don't know for sure, but I just did that. And also you want to weather the gun with some, not a lot of paint on, just don't put a lot of paint on your brush, and just go lightly over the sides of the gun where you think there would be weathering, and then you're done. And if you followed all these steps, you have your own cardboard E-11 blaster rifle. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations what I should make in my next video, please let me know in the comments below. Until then, goodbye.